So today I'm going to be helping Frida to design and make a stained glass window, and I thought it would be useful to start at the design stage because there's a few things you need to remember about designing for glass. So do you want to talk me through what we're looking at here, Frida?
Yes. I've got a couple of, well, not really a couple. So there's this one, and then there's the same kind of thing but with semicircles here, or here. And I wanted to put something with painting on in this little bit, which is why I wasn't sure whether to do a semicircle or whatever shape that is.
So my first thought, we're going to make an A4 sized piece, so we'll concentrate on this, although I appreciate that what you're saying is that's a different design. My first thought is that although each of these curves you can cut, both of them together on the same piece of glass are going to be hard to cut. So if you were cutting that shape alone and this was a larger piece, it's fairly safe. But this is going to be an area of weakness.
Yeah.
And when you tap your cut line, which is what you'll have to do probably, this may go. So you either have to put in another lead line, maybe like here.
That pencil's not real.
Okay. Sorry, we can rub this out if you don't like it. That would be doable then.
Okay.
But you may not like that. You might want to just take it straight across. But other than that, everything here is quite appropriate. I would say though that for a beginner piece, working on something that is nothing but curves is going to be more challenging than working on something with just straight lines, because no matter what you do with curves, it grows. So
okay.
We can do it, and that's fine.
There's also this one, it's got more straight lines in it. Because it's done with semicircles here instead, so it's got
maybe could you just go over the true lines so that I can see?
Because I did some like, oh, maybe this will be paint.
Okay, I like this design. I think it's got a little bit more flow than the other design.
Yeah.
This looks difficult to cut, but actually when you scale it up to A4, that will be a bigger section and it'll be possible. But I would say don't use expensive glass on a piece that's hard to cut, because you may take several goes before you get it not to break when you cut it. And also don't start on it if you don't think you've got enough spare glass, that if you break it several times you won't be able to put the colour in you want. But I think if you scale this up, this one I think you should maybe think about. Okay.
And I was hoping maybe to put some like a painting in here, so sort of two sides of a face based on some of my drawings.
Yeah. And is this painted work in here as well?
Yeah, kind of like.
I think that would be very nice.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that if this is the edge of the piece, you're going to have a lead line here, a piece of lead here, which is 12 mil. This dimension is 12 mil. So you will lose this bit of glass. So if you want to have a curve just going up to the edge, you have to bring it in 12 mil. Otherwise you'll flatten the edge of the curve, which is, an aesthetic choice. You may want to, but you have to bear that in mind. So you would want it to look more like that. There'll be a 2 mil cut line in between each piece of glass, so you don't need to worry too much, because you're going to be drawing over this design with a 2 mil nibbed felt pen. I would do it by eye. If I were you. What looks and feels right.
Yeah.
Because actually when you scale things up, sometimes you want to change the proportions. I don't think these shapes, these curves are quite as successful as these. Would you like me to try and smooth them out a bit or correct them a bit?
Yes.
To make them more like
please.
the original?
Yeah.
If you want something to be truly symmetrical, it's quite easy to do in that you cut one piece of glass, and once it's cut you flip it over, put it on your design, and then you can draw around it, and that can give you a shape. Have you got a rubber?
Yeah, but see, this is kind of like
oh, you want it to
wonky.
be more like that? Okay,
yeah,
that's
because
fine.
it looks more like a flower or something.
Have a look in the drawer of pencils, see if there's a rubber in there.
Okay, where's the drawer?
It should say pencils on the front.
Ah.
Because I'm so organised.
There's a rubber on the end of this one. Do you want a proper rubber?
If there is a proper rubber, I prefer.
I'll have another look.
I don't like the ones on the ends of pencils.
Oh yeah. It's really sticky.
It's a nasty rubber, isn't it? It's one of those rubbers that's going to leave grey smudges. Let's cut it.
It's like cheese.
Whittling a rubber.
Like halloumi.
You've seen it here first. It says, is it making you hungry? Yeah, okay. I won't win any prizes for my whittling skills.
Thanks, this is looking lovely.
Yeah. Round pencil. Is that more like how you wanted it?
Yeah.
So I'd say whichever one you think is more successful of those two curves, use that to cut your first piece of glass, and then flip it over, put it on the design, you've got your second piece. So I think this now needs to meet it in a slightly different way.
Yeah. I did it as a straight line to try and make life easier, but it doesn't have to, I suppose.
What do you think about something like that?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, it is sticky, that rubber.
It's got like silver stuff on it.
It's actually what happens to blue tack if it's left in a warm place for a long time. Sorry.
Go sparkly. There's a tip for you.
Yeah, who knew? So, something like that. Now these lines are very sort of blobby and thick, but they're going to be overdrawn with a 2mm felt pen. So, do you like that enough?
Yes.
Okay, so Frida was thinking about putting this drawing, this drawing into these sections. And I was suggesting that rather than...
Do you think it's in the frame?
Oh, yeah, maybe it's not in the frame, sorry. So rather than redrawing it smaller, we photocopy it and scale it down, and then use this direct as her pattern. So after this piece has been cut, it gets laid on the copy, the reduced sized copy, and she uses the design to trace with the paint.
What I might do is have lots of different drawings and just cut out this bit, and then I can place it over different drawings and see how it looks, rather than keep redoing.
Yeah, you can collage it. Lots of people work with collage.
Yeah.
So we photocopy, cut it out, place it on. So Frida is now drawing in all her cutting lines, and she's doing this with a felt that's got a 2mm nib, and then you cut to either edge of the line. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about the edge where you have this.
Draw that line.
Well, I'll just explain where you're going to draw the line.
Okay.
So this is how the lead will run along. And what you need to draw is where the glass will fit up against the heart. So although visually the lead will come to here, the glass will actually end about here, pushed up against the heart of the lead. So the way I do it is very low tech. I mean, you can do it with a drawing package, or you can use a ruler. I put the lead in place and I mark on the inside edge of the heart. And I do that all the way around, and then I draw the lines, and that's where you are cutting up to. I hope that's clear. If it's not, let me know. And I will do an entire thing just on how to know where your cutting line should be. So with this line, you don't need to draw a 2mm line. You just need the inside edge of the lead, and you need a pen that works.
If such a thing exists.
My goodness,
There's just
pen.
one there, Mum. It's just on the table.
Yeah, that one doesn't work either.
Oh.
Is that I don't actually use pens very often in my work. Oh, it works, hooray. Yeah, I do my designs using Illustrator and a drawing package called Sketchbook Pro. Well, I think it's called Sketchbook now, not Sketchbook Pro. Rather annoyingly, I paid for it and now they've made it free. So using Illustrator, I can sort of nominate the size of my line. So I just draw everything with a 2mm line, and because it's a vector package, when I scale it up, because mostly I do church windows, the lines will magically stay the same size. And that way I get a really accurate line. So those are the lead lines drawn in, which, yeah, so you can just follow that round.
What, make the curve?
Just follow it round, yeah. It will be hidden underneath the lead anyway.
And this, should I just
Yep.
follow it round over the top?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, that's fine. So now, Frida, you can start thinking about colours.